Why are there white horses carved onto hillsides in England? There are 16 in total.
One dates back to the early Iron Age, the others are much more recent. But what's behind this unusual phenomena?
It all started as a big misunderstanding.
This is the Uffington White Horse. In the 1990s, with the help of modern science, it was dated to around 1000 BCE. Much older than most historians were anticipating. This is because it isn't mentioned in historical records until 1070, so everyone assumed it must have been from the Anglo-Saxon period. The Romans took the time to mention Stonehenge, so surely they would have mentioned a giant horse carved into the hillside.
Working on this assumption, the antiquarian Francis Wise in the 18th century came up with a theory.
He believed the Uffington White Horse was carved to commemorate King Alfred's victory over the Danes in 871 AD at the Battle of Ashdown. We don't even know where Ashdown was. Its location, along with the battle site, has been lost. It's likely that it's the county over in Berkshire or somewhere in Hampshire.
Francis Wise was working without modern archaeology, so we got to cut him some slack. He was trying to use folklore to understand the white horse since it was the only resource that he really had.
A mile from the White Horse is a famous standing stone called Alfred's Bugle Stone or the Blowing Stone, and according to folklore, this stone could be heard for miles around, reaching King Alfred's castle several miles away.
Legend has it this stone was used to signal to King Alfred that the Viking army was advancing. You can play it like a trumpet. Let's see if I've got what it takes. Kind of works.
With all these place names alluding to King Alfred, you can understand how an 18th century antiquarian would start to get ideas.
Another misunderstanding was about to befall Francis Wise.
He thought that the white horse was an emblem of Horsa and therefore a symbol of the Anglo-Saxons. Horsa, along with his brother Hengist, led the Anglo-Saxon invasion of Britain.
There's no mention of Horsa ever using a white horse as his emblem in Anglo-Saxon sources.
It doesn't appear for another 1,000 years until it starts getting used in Saxony in 1492.
British antiquarians then saw this symbol in Saxony and assumed it was the same emblem which Horsa had used himself.
Despite the fact that Horsa was a Jute and the symbol was 1,000 years too late.
It's likely that Horsa wasn't a real historical person, since the Anglo-Saxon accounts are written 300 years after the Anglo-Saxon invasion. Horsa's name, as you might have guessed, means horse, so if you're going to make up a symbol for him, the horse does make sense. Poor Francis Wise didn't stand a chance. All the historical work that had been done before him was based on nothing but guesswork, and he added his own guesswork, and that leads us to how more white horses were created.
In 1778, several years after Wise cracked the case of the White Horse, it was decided that another white horse should be made, the Westbury White Horse, which was carved to commemorate Alfred's victory at the Battle of Uffington.
This is what got the ball rolling, along with another timely coincidence.
In 1714, a new royal family came to the throne, the Hanovers, a German family who had also fallen foul of the white horse symbol. Hanover was once a Saxon territory. Like other Saxon nobility, they started using the white horse as their emblem, claiming it was an ancient Saxon symbol, even though it wasn't used until the 15th century.
Heraldry is, after all, a way of making your family look more legitimate and ancient than it really is.
The Hanovers incorporated the white horse into British heraldry. White horses weren't just symbols of past kings anymore, they became current. After the Westbury White Horse came the Churchill White Horse.
Now don't worry, I'm not going to go through all 16 of them.
It slightly broke the mould and set a precedent for other white horses that followed. A local baron had it carved on his land to commemorate his marriage. The Alton Barnes White Horse was also carved to celebrate a wedding.
But it would have also put landowners in favour with the royal family and shown their loyalty.
The Osmington White Horse in Dorset was carved to commemorate George III's visit to the area.
Others we can't say exactly why they were carved. It isn't always well documented. Just like the Uffington White Horse, local folklore has shaped their history. It was all a big misunderstanding. The white horse was never a Saxon symbol, and the new white horses never lived up to the majesty of the original.